Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This video is going to be a little bit different, I think, than the ones lately. Sometimes when you're RVing, there's not lots of sightseeing or exciting things going on. You're just living your life. So I feel like this video is a little bit like that. Last week we were in the Adirondacks, and now we've moved down to Pennsylvania to help my parents move out of their house. We had to get some work done on the RV, so we dropped it off at Stoltzfus for a couple of days. They just did some little repairs. They repaired a cracked door frame on our bedroom, some switches, things like that. So while all that was going on, we got an opportunity to visit a fun little local RV show that was in Lancaster that weekend. And after that, we moved on to Virginia. We spent a week in Lynchburg, Virginia, getting teed up to go visit our friends in Tennessee. So this video is kind of a in between the Adirondacks and the fun time with our friends, and hope you enjoy it.
Like it's on. I'm going to do the pull test to make sure it doesn't come back off. Lift, free, there. So now it's lifting the truck a little bit. Free floating. Now it's compressing the truck suspension. All right. Now I need to hook up the chains and the cord.
Us through little towns. We're never quite sure if we're going the best way or if there could have been an easier way around, but I suppose sometimes you just have to go through. Not every campground is in an easy to get to place. The back tire. Okay, pull forward again and I'll readjust it. We've been hanging out in Lancaster, PA this week, helping my parents move out of their house, and it's nice to be back where we first started our RV adventure back in May. The Hershey RV show got canceled this year because of COVID, and it's one of the largest RV shows in the country. We've actually visited it the last 2 years and really enjoyed it. So this year, they're having a smaller dealer show right here in Lancaster at the Lancaster Barnstormers baseball stadium, and it happens to be the same weekend that we're here, so we're excited to come and see our first RV show since we started living in our RV. I wonder what different things we will notice when we're touring the rigs today. I like how these manufacturers are starting to lighten up their cabinets. This is a Class C by Forest River. And here's a little Murphy bunk in the middle. This couch probably pulls out too for kids.
Yeah. This actually has pretty good windows in it compared to some of these.
Yeah, especially this middle window. We're curious about Class C's because we think years down the road from now, if we ever got tired of hauling around and setting up and tearing down our fifth wheel, that we might switch to a self-driving not self-driving. What is it called?
That too. That's what I want.
We want a self-driving RV. That's what Jason wants. But I think a Class C would work well for us because it can still have slides, and you're driving it, and the setup is a lot easier. So we think maybe down the road this might be our second rig. Something like this. Jason has always been intrigued by the toy haulers with the fold-down decks. But this year we're starting to see small travel trailers still with the fold-down deck. It would be very towable and also some nice outdoor space.
Yeah, and then at least you could have your motorcycle, your hog right here.
Yeah.
That you could tow around.
That's just for me only.
For you. That's how it's set up for sleeping.
Bunk, 2 bunks in the back of this toy hauler. That's usually how toy haulers are. Huh. I'm finding, looking through these this time, that I'm more appreciative of the different styles and how they might fit different people. I think when we were shopping for an RV, I would walk into some place and quickly say, oh no, I can't live in this, and then I would move on. Or this is too small, or this is not pretty enough, or whatever. But now I can appreciate different types of travelers, maybe who are not full-timers or who don't want to haul something really big and heavy, how these might work for them. It's interesting. I like how the door of this bunkhouse comes into the kitchen instead of the hallway. It makes for a nicely framed doorway into the kitchen here.
Nice.
I love these nightstands in the Forest River on this king-size bed. That's one thing that's missing in our rig, is some good nightstand solutions. Heading out from Pennsylvania, just saw this little guy hitching a ride on our top ladder. Listen, the nice thing about being in an RV is when you gotta go, you gotta go. Pull over to the side of the road, you got your own bathroom with you. On our way from Pennsylvania to Virginia, we just realized that we're going to be going through a slice of West Virginia, and we don't have a geocache there yet. And coincidentally, there is a geocache in West Virginia right at a rest stop off of Route 81 where we are. So we're just gonna slide over to this rest stop and see if we can grab it quick.
It's literally the least we could do to get a West Virginia geocache while driving an RV down the highway.
Found it. Had to do some bushwhacking through these trees. That's a cute little cache. Got the geocache. Let's keep going. Checked in here at the Thousand Trails in Lynchburg, Virginia. We're starting to make our way south now for the winter. So we've left the Northeast and it's exciting to be on our way. This is a really spacious campground. They've got this nice beach area here. And we just took a walking trail that went all around this lake with the dog. That was a nice way to get out. Very quiet at this campground, although it is Wednesday, so maybe midweek a lot of the people are gone, but this campground seems to be a little more empty than the ones we were staying at in the Northeast, and we're speculating that either this far south there's not as much of a camping culture in the fall, or maybe the kids are back at school down here and they're not as much in the Northeast. I don't know. Maybe there's not as much virtual officing working down here. Or maybe it's just the campground. But in any case, it's very quiet where we are. We just discovered recently that one of the tire stems on our back tire is bent. I think it happened a few weeks ago when we were at one of our boondocking spots. So when we had it in for service at our dealer last week in Pennsylvania, they swapped out the tire with the bent stem with the spare, and now we're going to take that tire into a tire shop to get it fixed. Should be a quick job. Spare tire hangs on this little winch thing, and then
and when it's in, it tightens it to the underbelly.
Holds it up underneath.
It just holds it by tension.
Good?
Yeah, it looks real good. Actually looks like a more substantial stem than even what was already on them. So here's the stem they replaced. It's a very heavy duty one. It's got this nice metal cap on it.
Nice.
So there.
It's shorter.
Yeah, it's shorter overall, but the threading is identical.
Okay, good.
So yeah, not only is that, this is like a real cap.
Yeah.
That is airtight as well.
We should have got some more of those. Next week, we're going to spend a little more time in Lynchburg. We had a great historical site that we visited, so I'm excited to show you that. And then after that, we're going to start making our way south for the fall and the winter, and we're going to end up in Florida. So we're kind of getting out of the Northeast circuit now. We've made the circuit from Maine to Virginia and back again, and now we're going to venture out into new territories. Very exciting. Hope you join us. Bye.